n8n has been one of the most powerful no-code tools on the market for some time now. But today, as platforms like Claude Code, Codex, and Anti-Gravity become both more powerful and more user-friendly, one of the skills you need to master is taking your n8n automations, agents, and workflows and being able to convert them into proper applications when called for. Now, this is something we have touched on in previous videos where we have taken n8n automations and used Claude Code to essentially build a wrapper around them. We've given them a front end, a back end, databases, the works. But at its core, it was still an n8n JSON file, essentially powering all the logic. But in today's video, we're taking it a step further. We aren't creating a wrapper this time because instead, we're going to be taking an n8n JSON file and turning it into a proper Python app. And for today's demo, we are going to be converting one of my favorite n8n workflows. It's a RAG AI agent powered by LightRAG. But this video isn't about any one-off project. What this video is really about is giving you a framework to convert any n8n automation you want, while also having a nuanced discussion about when this sort of conversion, when this transformation from n8n to real code actually makes sense, and when it doesn't, and what the pros and cons really are. So with that, let's get to it. So let's take a look at the AI agent we are going to be converting today. This is a RAG AI agent. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and essentially that means our AI agent is hooked up to a vector database, in this case, a GraphRAG system using LightRAG, which allows it to take on a bunch of documentation and then answer questions about it, right? That's essentially all that means. And there's three parts to this AI agent. You have the AI agent system right here, which allows you to actually query it and ask questions. Second, you have a data pipeline. So we need some way to actually ingest documents into the system, right? If I want to ask this AI agent questions about meeting notes, well, how do I get the meeting notes into the vector database? That's what this does. And then third, we need some sort of data cleanup system, right? So imagine I uploaded meeting notes into the database. Well, what happens if I delete it from the database? Maybe I put in the wrong thing. Does that get deleted in the vector database, right? You need some sort of data syncing system. So all of that exists here inside of n8n, and it works well. But it's three disparate systems, and it's in one JSON file, and we essentially want to push it into real code using Claude Code for three reasons. And these three reasons don't just apply to this LightRAG AI agent in a vacuum. This sort of applies in general as well. And the three big reasons, and these aren't exhaustive, is performance, cost, and control. First of all, let's talk about performance. Right now, this RAG agent lives inside of n8n. That's either going to be on the n8n cloud, or if you're self-hosted, on whatever cloud you host n8n on. But the LightRAG system itself, due to the way n8n is set up, cannot live inside of n8n. It's going to have to be on its own server somewhere else. And that comes at a performance cost. Every time I talk to this AI agent here inside of n8n, right, it now has to take the trip over to the GraphRAG server, figure out your answer, and bring it back. That costs us time. That also, moving on to point two, costs us money, right? I'm now dealing with servers for n8n. I'm now dealing with servers for LightRAG. I'm now dealing with the costs associated with running both of those and having both talk to one another. Now compare that to when we can have it operate as an actual Python application. LightRAG itself is actually a Python library, which means I can create all of this, everything we see here in n8n, using Python code and have the GraphRAG interface, database, that whole system just be a part of that code, essentially meaning all of it is in one place, right? That reduces my cost, that increases performance. Everything is in a nice, neat little box. And before you say, hey, Chase, couldn't we just do like a code node here or something and do Python and add libraries and do all this stuff? Well, then the question becomes, why are we actually inside of n8n if we're just scaffolding a bunch of code nodes together? And then that brings us into point three, which is control. And this is rather obvious. When I'm working inside of n8n, I am constrained by the platform itself, both in terms of its tools and sort of legality issues, right? Think about the n8n fair use policy and where that can constrain you, especially if you're trying to create something like a SaaS application where you want to get paid for it. Versus if I create this as a Python application by myself with my code, I own it all, right? I don't even have to think about that. So I also have the entire breadth and width of every coding tool imaginable at my disposal, right? And I can access those things in a less hacky way than creating something inside of n8n where it's a bunch of code nodes slapped together. Now, This is not to say n8n does not have its place. And at the end of this video, we're going to dive into that. And I'm really going to talk about, hey, here's where n8n does make sense because it does still play a part in your 2026 AI stack. But understand, there are some major advantages to moving away from n8n into whatever you want to call it, real code or whatever, using something like Claude Code. So now that you understand what we're converting and why we're doing it, now let's go through the how. And the great part about this is it's actually pretty easy. We are going to hop into Claude Code. We are going to create a new project folder, and I'm just going to dump the JSON file that I downloaded from n8n into the project folder. I'm then going to go into plan mode, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, I put in this n8n automation into the project folder. I want to convert it into a real application. I want to get it outside of the JSON structure. What do we need to do for this? That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all you have to do for almost everything. No matter what automation agent workflow you're doing, that's what you got to do. Now, if you have a well-created JSON file like mine, and maybe you have some stuff written over here about how it works, this will go very, very smoothly. Right? If what you're trying to convert inside of n8n already works, well, guess what? The JSON file is telling Claude Code what it's supposed to do. It's just rewriting that in essentially a different way using Python or whatever it happens to use. Now, obviously, there's 10 billion different iterations of n8n workflows, so your use case will vary. But by and large, it's really as simple as dropping the template inside and then having a conversation in plan mode with Claude Code, just explaining, here's what I want to do. By the way, here's how it works, and also tacking on any differences you want to make. All I wrote here was, I want to convert this n8n JSON RAG agent into a proper app. Take a look at the file, it's in the folder, and tell me what you think. It's going to go to work. And again, we're set up so well in this scenario versus like creating some sort of application from thin air using Claude Code. We've already done all the hard work inside of n8n, right? You really have. Now, as this is spinning up, let's talk about some of the roadblocks that you will probably face, and they're going to be related to authentication. Because inside of n8n, you've probably already gone through the painstaking authentication process inside of things like Google, for example. We all know how fun it is to get the Google Cloud spun up. You're essentially going to have to redo that, but this time inside of Claude Code, and sometimes the processes are a little bit different. But credentials, by and large, are the biggest pain in the butt I have found doing this. Again, luckily, Claude Code will walk you through that process step by step. And just like inside of n8n, once you've gone through the authentication process inside of Claude Code, that code is there. It's been written. You can always reuse it. So Claude Code's now asking me some questions about what we want that conversion to look like. So, hey, I want it to be a full web app, asking me my tech stack. We can do Python. It's asking me, do I want to keep the Google Drive integration? Yes, keep the Google Drive, and submit answers. And from here, you just let it go to work. So after a few minutes, it creates all the code for us, and then it comes back with a checklist we need to complete on our end to get this thing up and running. So first is the Google Cloud Service account. So again, Google Cloud, kind of a pain in the butt, but it makes it pretty easy because it gives us the exact steps to complete. Then we need to add our OpenAI key, install the Python packages in a separate terminal, test it locally, push the GitHub, and then it even shows us how to deploy it on Railway. So I'm going to run through all that very quickly off screen so you don't have to watch me inside of Google Cloud for 20 minutes, and we'll just go ahead and take a look at the final product. So here's a look at our final product for our GraphRAG system. What we see right now is the front end of the system. And in the back end, we're no longer relying on an n8n JSON file. We have the full Python architecture that was built by Claude Code itself. And so I'll test it out by asking it a question. And we can see it comes back with a pretty lengthy response where it actually shows us where it's pulling all of its information from, essentially citing all the sources that are inside of its database. Pretty cool. And if you want to learn more about GraphRAG, and especially LightRAG, because it's a really cool open source system, make sure you check the description because I'll put a link there. So now you see how simple it is to make the conversion from these n8n workflows into real applications. And now you're probably asking, well, if it's this simple and I get all these benefits, why even bother with n8n in the first place? And I think there's some good reasons to still make sure you have n8n in your back pocket. And the primary reason is its efficiency as a prototyping and MVP tool. And the fact that we can do this all visually is a huge boon, especially if you're someone who's rather new to this thing, aren't very technical, or you're working with a group or client who also isn't technical and doing everything inside of the Claude Code infrastructure is a bridge too far. Now, I may be pretty biased in this regard, but I think the visual nature of n8n really helps bring the point home when you're trying to figure out how data needs to flow through a system. And that data visualization piece, when it comes to the architecture of an app, I think is super important because understanding how data works and how it flows from point A to point B, I think is one of the fundamental skills you must master in AI development. And it's one that's really hard to wrap your head around if you aren't quote unquote technical. On top of that, once you do get the hang of n8n, being able to create something like this is very, very quick and you can customize it very quickly. There's no back and forth with Claude of making sure, hey, did you actually understand what I'm saying? If you're someone who's more price constrained, you're not worrying about burning through tokens. And on top of that, it's easy to get very, very granular, right? In terms of each and every node and really get your hands dirty and understand, hey, like what's going on here and what do I need to change or fix to get the output I'm looking for. And in the process of getting hands-on with these automations, when you're in the prototype phase and you're trying to feel out what you're even trying to build, I think it gets you very intimate with the essential coding logic of your application, which in the long run, I think gives you much better outcomes. So that's ultimately where I think n8n shines in the big picture. There's also the more obvious things like, hey, if I'm doing a very simple automation and I'm using a non-technical team, like, hey, that's something they can do as well. But I think for a lot of people, as they become more mature in their AI development journey, they tend to shy away from n8n and move to Claude Code. And that's with good reason. But I think there is still a lot of value to extract from n8n, even as you become more comfortable with these agentic coding agents. So that is where I'm going to leave you guys today. I hope, if nothing else, this showed you how not scary it is to jump into Claude Code. If you're already comfortable with n8n, it's really not a huge leap. Like you're already there and you've done a lot of the work up front already. Now, I also have a ton of resources. If you want to learn more about AI, down in the comments, I have the free Skool. All of the stuff in there is free. I also have the paid Chase AI Plus community. That's if you're someone who is a little more advanced in your AI journey. You're trying to figure out, hey, how exactly can I make money with this thing? So make sure you check both of those out. We'll also have the template you saw here inside of the Skool community. So let me know what you thought of this video. And as always, I'll see you around.